Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to Shaykh Mudhaffer Noori's Quran recitation. Shaykh, can I just check it's Juz 27 today?
Today we have Juz 27. Inshallah will be from Surah Al-Dhariyat, ayah number 31. Inshallah, I give you the page number as well. It will be page number 522, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah, you can start now, Shaykh.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال فما خطبكم أيها المرسلون؟ قالوا إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم مجرمين لنرسل عليهم حجارة من طين مسومة عند ربك للمسرفين فأخرجنا من كان فيها من المؤمنين فما وجدنا فيها غير بيت من المسلمين وتركنا فيها آية للذين يخافون العذاب الأليم. وفي موسى إذ أرسلناه إلى فرعون بسلطان مبين فتولى بركنه وقال ساحر أو مجنون فأخذناه وجنوده فنبذناهم في اليم وهو مليم. وفي عاد إذ أرسلنا عليهم الريح العقيم ما تذر من شيء أتت عليه إلا جعلته كالرميم. وفي ثمود إذ قيل لهم تمتعوا حتى حين فعتوا عن أمر ربهم فأخذتهم الصاعقة وهم ينظرون فما استطاعوا من قيام وما كانوا منتصرين. وقوم نوح من قبل إنهم كانوا قوما فاسقين. والسماء بنيناها بأيد وإنا لموسعون. والأرض فرشناها فنعم الماهدون. ومن كل شيء خلقنا زوجين لعلكم تذكرون. ففروا إلى الله إني لكم منه نذير مبين. ولا تجعلوا مع الله إلها آخر إني لكم منه
نذير مبين كذلك ما أتى الذين من قبلهم من رسول إلا قالوا ساحر أو مجنون أتواصوا به بل هم قوم طاغون فتول عنهم فما أنت بملوم وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين فإن للذين ظلموا ذنوبا مثل ذنوب أصحابهم فلا يستعجلون فويل للذين كفروا من يومهم الذي يوعدون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والطور وكتاب مسطور في رق منشور والبيت المعمور والسقف المرفوع والبحر المسجور إن عذاب ربك لواقع ما له من دافع يوم تمور السماء مورا وتسير الجبال سيرا فويل يومئذ للمكذبين الذين هم في خوض يلعبون يوم يدعون إلى نار جهنم دعا هذه النار التي كنتم بها تكذبون أفسحر هذا أم أنتم لا تبصرون اصلوها فاصبروا أو لا تصبروا سواء عليكم إنما تجزون ما كنتم تعملون إن المتقين في جنات ونعيم فاكهين بما آتاهم ربهم ووقاهم ربهم عذاب الجحيم كلوا واشربوا هنيئا بما كنتم تعملون كلوا واشربوا هنيئا بما كنتم تعملون متكئين على سرر مصفوفة وزوجناهم بحور عين والذين آمنوا واتبعتهم ذريتهم بإيمان ألحقنا بهم ذريتهم ألحقنا بهم ذريتهم وما ألتناهم من عملهم من شيء كل امرئ بما كسب رهين وأمددناهم بفاكهة ولحم مما يشتهون يتنازعون فيها كأسا لا لغو فيها ولا تأثيم اللهم اجعلنا منهم يا رب.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to Shaykh Mudhaffer Noori's Quran recitation. We're just in our first break, and we are progressing through Juz 27. As you may have heard or been accustomed to the last couple of days, we've started to open up the breaks a little more, and we're sort of chatting a little bit more openly through the breaks. Myself and my colleague Khalik will be sort of disseminating various bits of information as we go. So, Brother Khalik, are you there?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. How you doing, Amr? You okay?
Wa alaikum salam, alhamdulillah. How's things?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, not too bad. Just you know, it was a lovely night last night. Tried to do some ibadah, which was really nice.
Good. Yeah, I hope everyone had a productive Laylatul Qadr. Just a short note about events later today. We have, of course, our 6:30 Speakers Corner. And looks like an interesting one on sort of Arabic and learning Arabic from STEM words. We have the iftar, dua and azan, and the speakers, the Quran recitation again at 10 p.m. with Shaykh Mudhaffer Noori. Khalid, we've been discussing behind the scenes about what might happen for Eid.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
Yeah, so I think, obviously still up in the air a little bit. So, you have to watch this space, keep listening and keeping an eye out for the broadcasts. But I think the idea is hopefully that we're going to try to have a Eid reminder, which will be sort of in a similar format to the Friday reminders that have been going on, that everyone's become quite accustomed to. Following which I think there will be maybe either a prequel or a post-quill, if that's the word. If you want to look for like a post reminder meet and greet for everybody, just to say salam and Eid Mubarak. We've got a question actually. I think somebody's raised their hand. So do you want to go live onto that before we continue?
You go for it, Khalik.
Just bear with me. Right. Assalamu alaikum, Sabina. You should be able to unmute your line now.
Wa alaikum salam. Sorry, that was a mistake. It was the children.
Okay.
Error.
That's right. Well, welcome to the show. I mean, you may as well speak to us and let us know how you've been finding the online platform, or how you've been finding Ramadan
Alhamdulillah.
through lockdown.
Alhamdulillah. For me, because I have moved here recently, I thought maybe this is how you always do it. So I was amazed, and then I realized actually this is new. MashaAllah, the effort that you're doing, that you're making. I do have a question for Mudhaffer.
Yeah, it's for Sheikh. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. What would you like to ask him?
So if somebody is learning tajweed and practice with at home, are there any tips that you can give to for them to improve themselves? If they have like an online teacher that's teaching them, but when they're practicing themselves at home, is there anything that you can?
So tips and tricks for learning or practicing when you're at home.
So he's not live at the moment, Sabina. Sorry, it's Amr speaking. He's not live at the moment. He's just on a break. But what we'll do we'll forward that question to him, and we'll sort of try and get back to you on that. We were actually intending to sort of do some live questions with him today as a first, but we'll see how his voice is, because he's quite protective about his voice. So, but
no, I can understand. It's quite tricky.
Inshallah, we'll definitely forward that question on.
It has been really helpful, and the fact that it's on YouTube, and when we're busy with the kids, we can come back to it later.
And it's the same kids club, Sabina?
Yes, same, Sabina. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we've all seen your story, and mashallah, lovely story it was.
Jazakallah khair, jazakallah. Thank you. Sorry, I need to go before the kids.
Okay.
No problem,
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
It's nice to see that kids are actually listening as well.
It's fantastic. No, that was nice. We've had a couple of great accidents there, and apologies. We thought it was a live one, but I think last time we had a nice response a couple of days ago as well, right? From somebody who accidentally raised their hand, and we got to have a conversation, which was nice.
These things happen in the tech world, so I've come to learn.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So anyway, getting back to Eid, right? So I think we're going to have hopefully a reminder sort of in the morning time. So hopefully make us feel as if there is Eid with the community as well. I mean, I'm looking forward to still following through all the sunnahs of getting up early, having the breakfast, showering, wearing my best clothes with the kids, and making it feel like Eid, even though we're not going to be going out to the masjid. How about you? What do you think?
So more or less the same, Khalid. So I've circulated the BSSI guidance, which our own Sheikh Abdullah had forwarded to me, and I've sort of forwarded that onto other groups. Lovely document, actually, very comprehensive guidance on how to perform Eid Salat at home. And the sort of etiquette and adab towards Eid at home in the lockdown. And it essentially is just going on as you would normally do for the masjid. So, getting up, wearing, as Khalik was saying, getting up, showering, wearing your best clothes, coming down, meeting the family, praying Eid Salat, and hopefully then, inshallah, joining the Eid reminder, which we're provisionally saying will be about 10 a.m. Whether that be Saturday or Sunday, obviously it depends on moon sighting, etc. And then we're intending a half an hour sort of tagged onto the reminder for everyone to sort of jump on the meeting and say salam and Eid Mubarak to each other, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So I think the Sheikh back now, yeah?
Yeah, I think he is, yeah, okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ويطوف عليهم غلمان لهم كأنهم لؤلؤ مكنون وأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتساءلون قالوا إنا كنا قبل في أهلنا مشفقين فمن الله علينا ووقانا عذاب السموم إنا كنا من قبل ندعوه إنه هو البر الرحيم فذكر فما أنت بنعمة ربك بكاهن ولا مجنون أم يقولون شاعر نتربص به ريب المنون قل تربصوا فإني معكم من المتربصين أم تأمرهم أحلامهم بهذا أم هم قوم طاغون أم يقولون تقوله بل لا يؤمنون فليأتوا بحديث مثله إن كانوا صادقين أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون أم خلقوا السماوات والأرض بل لا يوقنون أم عندهم خزائن ربك أم هم المسيطرون أم لهم سلم يستمعون فيه فليأت مستمعهم بسلطان مبين أم له البنات ولكم البنون أم تسألهم أجرا فهم من مغرم مثقلون أم عندهم الغيب فهم يكتبون أم يريدون كيدا فالذين كفروا هم المكيدون أم لهم إله غير الله أم لهم إله غير الله سبحان الله عما يشركون وإن يروا كسفا من السماء ساقطا يقولوا سحاب مركوم فذرهم حتى يلاقوا يومهم الذي فيه يصعقون يوم لا يغني عنهم كيدهم شيئا ولا هم ينصرون وإن للذين ظلموا عذابا دون ذلك ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون واصبر لحكم ربك فإنك بأعيننا وسبح بحمد ربك حين تقوم ومن الليل فسبحه وإدبار النجوم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى وما ينطق عن الهوى إن هو إلا وحي يوحى علمه شديد القوى ذو مرة فاستوى وهو بالأفق الأعلى ثم دنا فتدلى فكان قاب قوسين أو أدنى فأوحى إلى عبده ما أوحى ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى أفتمارونه على ما يرى ولقد رآه نزلة أخرى عند سدرة المنتهى عندها جنة المأوى إذ يغشى السدرة ما يغشى ما زاغ البصر وما طغى لقد رأى من آيات ربه الكبرى أفرأيتم اللات والعزى ومناة الثالثة الأخرى ألكم الذكر وله الأنثى تلك إذا قسمة ضيزى إن هي إلا أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان إن يتبعون إلا الظن وما تهوى الأنفس ولقد جاءهم من ربهم الهدى أم للإنسان ما تمنى فلله الآخرة والأولى.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to Sheikh's Break, as we've now called it. We're just in discussion with Brother Amir and Khalik about things that are going on behind the scenes at the masjid, and also what might be happening with the last few days. So Khalik, one thing that springs to mind is the finishing of the Quran by Shaykh Mudhaffer.
Yes, inshallah. So I think we've been talking about it in the background, and inshallah, if Sheikh is able to, and we are able to put it together, we're looking forward to inshallah finishing on the 29th night, and then following which, inshallah, Sheikh will be doing a dua. I think the management team at Al-Emaan have sent out messages, if you haven't already received them, just to say if there was anything specific that anybody wanted Sheikh to pray on their behalf for, then just to drop us an email and let us know. But I'm really looking forward to that, because I think it's one of the things that I've always enjoyed, is the ending of the Quran and the dua afterwards. I find it really, really spiritual. I don't know about how you feel about it, but for me, I think it's a great event.
No, I mean, I grew up with that being almost the pinnacle of the whole month, but I've learned to understand actually that it's not necessary, and also it's more about sort of quality rather than quantity, and trying to really squeeze out the understanding from what's being recited. So I understand
Absolutely.
but I understand both schools of thought and enjoy both schools of thought. And mashallah, Sheikh's done an absolutely outstanding job of beautifying the Quran with his recitation. And the fact that we will finish within the month is just a bonus, really. So yeah, I'm like you, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree on both sides. In fact, of recent years, I've been listening to that beautiful recitation, not necessarily being completed, but like you said, it's always a bonus to have the dua at the end. And
exactly. Just one thing, going back to what I was saying earlier. So we briefly touched upon Eid Salat. I just wanted to clarify that I think I said do Eid as normal. Now that's not strictly true, and if you do read the guidance from the BBSI, it's a very comprehensive and detailed guidance on how you should and shouldn't do things. It essentially boils down to what madhab you are, and the Hanafi madhab doing one thing, preferring one thing, and the Shafi, Maliki, etc. Preferring another. So do pay attention to that guidance. But one thing I think is agreed across the board is that there's no khutbah as such, but the reminder, which will be delivered by Imam Abdullah, will take place after however you perform your salah.
Yeah, I agree with that one, and I think that's interesting. And like you said, I think the guidance that's been put out by the BBSI is a good place to start. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of the scholars that people follow or listening to, there's been a lot of public sort of short talks just describing that from the various different madhabs as well. And so I think it's a good idea. Read the document and then go with what it is that you decide to follow. But
Can I ask you, what do you know? What madhab are you?
Well, yeah, we follow the Hanafi school of thought, but I think I like to look for those things that unify all of them together. So that there's a few minor discrepancies between um, them, and actually all of those scholars, they did always say that if you find something that is more authentic than what is written here, then please follow those. So I think really, if it all boils down to it, it is following those madhab that that brings everything together, and the majority of it has the same kind of ideology and the same sort of things. There's few small discrepancies like this one that you're talking about here, or the times of Asr and stuff like that. So, but for me, I grew up in a Hanafi family, and the research that I've done, limited as it is, I always try to see what unifies all of them, because then I feel that goes more down to the Prophet's way, because if they all agree on it, then clearly it was something that was done.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's an interesting point about unification. I mean, sadly, whether it be the day of Eid or the starting day or moon sighting, we're very rarely able to actually come to agreement across the board. But I think Sheikh's back now, so we'll pick up.
Yeah, so that's a big conversation. Yeah, we'll talk about it in the next break.
Okay, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. We have a sajda, inshallah, this section, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وكم من ملك في السماوات لا تغني شفاعتهم شيئا إلا من بعد أن يأذن الله لمن يشاء ويرضى. إن الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة ليسمون الملائكة تسمية الأنثى وما لهم به من علم إن يتبعون إلا الظن وإن الظن لا يغني من الحق شيئا فأعرض عمن تولى عن ذكرنا ولم يرد إلا الحياة الدنيا ذلك مبلغهم من العلم إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بمن اهتدى ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض ليجزي الذين أساءوا بما عملوا ويجزي الذين أحسنوا بالحسنى الذين يجتنبون كبائر الإثم والفواحش إلا اللمم إن ربك واسع المغفرة هو أعلم بكم إذ أنشأكم من الأرض وإذ أنتم أجنة في بطون أمهاتكم فلا تزكوا أنفسكم هو أعلم بمن اتقى أفرأيت الذي تولى وأعطى قليلا وأكدى أعنده علم الغيب فهو يرى أم لم ينبأ بما في صحف موسى وإبراهيم الذي وفى ألا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى وأن ليس للإنسان إلا ما سعى وأن ليس للإنسان إلا ما سعى وأن سعيه سوف يرى ثم يجزاه الجزاء الأوفى وأن إلى ربك المنتهى وأنه هو أضحك وأبكى وأنه هو أمات وأحيا وأنه خلق الزوجين الذكر والأنثى من نطفة إذا تمنى وأن عليه النشأة الأخرى وأنه هو أغنى وأقنى وأنه هو رب الشعرى وأنه أهلك عادا الأولى وثمود فما أبقى وقوم نوح من قبل إنهم كانوا هم أظلم وأطغى والمؤتفكة أهوى فغشاها ما غشى فبأي آلاء ربك تتمارى هذا نذير من النذر الأولى أزفت الآزفة ليس لها من دون الله كاشفة أفمن هذا الحديث تعجبون وتضحكون ولا تبكون وأنتم سامدون فاسجدوا لله واعبدوا سجدة إن شاء الله.
Just a reminder, guys, that Sheikh is just stopping to perform a sajda, which is a sunnah that the Prophet did when hearing various verses during the recitation of Quran. So if you'd like to follow that sunnah, please go ahead and perform a sajda now.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر وإن يروا آية يعرضوا ويقولوا سحر مستمر وكذبوا واتبعوا أهواءهم وكل أمر مستقر ولقد جاءهم من الأنباء ما فيه مزدجر حكمة بالغة فما تغني النذر فتول عنهم يوم يدعو الداعي إلى شيء نكر خش عن أبصارهم يخرجون من الأجداث كأنهم جراد منتشر مهطعين إلى الداع يقول الكافرون هذا يوم عسر كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح فكذبوا عبدنا وقالوا مجنون وازدجر فدعا ربه أني مغلوب فانتصر ففتحنا أبواب السماء بماء منهمر وفجرنا الأرض عيونا فالتقى الماء على أمر قد قدر وحملناه على ذات ألواح ودسر تجري بأعيننا جزاء لمن كان كفر ولقد تركناها آية فهل من مدكر فكيف كان عذابي ونذر ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر كذبت عاد فكيف كان عذابي ونذر إنا أرسلنا عليهم ريحا صرصرا في يوم نحس مستمر تنزع الناس كأنهم أعجاز نخل منقعر فكيف كان عذابي ونذر ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر كذبت ثمود بالنذر فقالوا أبشرا منا واحدا نتبعه إنا إذا لفي ضلال وسعر أألقي الذكر عليه من بيننا بل هو كذاب أشر سيعلمون غدا من الكذاب الأشر إنا مرسل الناقة فتنة لهم فارتقبهم واصطبر ونبئهم أن الماء قسمة بينهم كل شرب محتضر فنادوا صاحبهم فتعاطى فعقر فكيف كان عذابي ونذر إنا أرسلنا عليهم صيحة واحدة فكانوا كهشيم المحتضر ولقد يسرنا القرآن ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر كذبت قوم لوط بالنذر إنا أرسلنا عليهم حاصبا إلا آل لوط نجيناهم بسحر نعمة من عندنا كذلك نجزي من شكر ولقد أنذرهم بطشتنا فتماروا بالنذر ولقد راودوه عن ضيفه فطمسنا أعينهم فذوقوا عذابي ونذر ولقد صبحهم بكرة عذاب مستقر فذوقوا عذابي ونذر ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر ولقد جاء آل فرعون النذر كذبوا بآياتنا كلها فأخذناهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر أكفاركم خير من أولئكم أم لكم براءة في الزبر أم يقولون نحن جميع منتصر سيهزم الجمع ويولون الدبر بل الساعة موعدهم والساعة أدهى وأمر إن المجرمين في ضلال وسعر إن المجرمين في ضلال وسعر يوم يسحبون في النار على وجوههم ذوقوا مس سقر إنا كل شيء خلقناه بقدر وما أمرنا إلا واحدة كلمح بالبصر ولقد أهلكنا أشياعكم فهل من مدكر وكل شيء فعلوه في الزبر وكل صغير وكبير مستطر إن المتقين في جنات ونهر في مقعد صدق عند مليك مقتدر سبحانه وتعالى. Actually, it's the end of the part of this afternoon, but if you want to ask any question, brother, go ahead.
Jazakallah Shaykh. Are you okay to answer one or two questions?
Yeah, I think Shaykh was saying that he's happy to answer a couple of questions, inshallah.
After the break or right now?
I think he's completed it now, so he said that we can have a couple of questions.
But give me a few minutes rest.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay, well, Shaykh takes his
a break,
deserved break in the
yes,
Shaykh
indeed.
break. Khalik, I was going to ask you. I couldn't leave this session without asking about the Scouts, which I understand you're chair of. So Mubarak for that.
Oh, Jazakallah.
Fill us in on what's happening there.
So yeah, I mean, we were very close to actually starting out. We had completed the majority of the due diligence, and mashallah, more than 60 children at various different levels were ready to join. and then unfortunately we were hit by the COVID-19, and we do hope that those of you guys who are listening and who are members of the Scouts received a little something from Sadia, who's the Scout leader, and she's ready and I think ready to dive in and hit the ground running as a Scout leader. And we've got lots of wonderful volunteers who are going to be helping at the various different ages. So, and it's going to, in essence, be at the masjid, which is really nice. So, as many of the events that we can do within the masjid walls, we'll try to do those. And those, you know, a bit more grubby and a bit more outgoing, as the Scouts generally is, will be done at other locations. But that's to follow. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing how that progresses. I think a couple of my children are going to be participating, which is quite interesting. Any of your kids going to be participating?
Yeah, I think both are signed up, Khalik. But to be honest, I had so much preparation for Ramadan, etc. I sort of caught very little wind of what was going on with the Scouts. So what does it look like? I mean, I understand it's an official sort of first Al-Emaan Bromley Scouts division or something like that.
Indeed, that is exactly what it is. It is an official Scouts group. It's open to all, very inclusive. The idea behind it was to try to have something for our community, which was a wider opening. So normally, if you know how Scouts work, or maybe cadets or those kinds of things, they tend to be quite small in their size and very sort of almost like a village size level. A lot of them are. But what we wanted to do is because the Al-Emaan Centre is a Bromley Muslim community centre, we wanted to open it up to sort of the entire borough. So we've got people who are joined from the edges of Croydon all the way down to sort of the edges of Orpington, so which is really exciting. It's official. We're going to have proper uniforms. In fact, the uniforms have actually been designed, and I have seen some prototypes of the scarves and bits and pieces, and it looks very, very nice. And so hopefully it's going to be something where we can combine you know, I guess the disciplines that they teach and the certifications that they give through the Cubs and the Scouts, along with kind of the prophetic teachings and the ways in which the kids can, you know, become, you know, just better people all around.
That sounds amazing. And as for boys and girls, of what age groups?
So boys and girls, so we've got there are 3 tiers, so it's sort of 14 and below, I think. So the highest group, which doesn't stop, which wasn't going to start until the new year, but which may well be extended further, is I think that's the 10 to 14-year-olds, and then it's I think it's from 10 down to 6 or 7 is the next age group, and I think it's lower than that, but I don't have them in front of me at the moment, so I apologize, but I will get it for the next break so I can give you the exact ones. But it is basically 3 tiers. So the younger children, the sort of the pre-teens, and then pretty much the teens, and they do have a slightly older group, but we haven't signed up for that one yet. But we wanted to see how these ones go. So before the lockdown, the plan was to have the first 2 younger groups starting, and like you said, it is for both boys and girls, and it will be a really I think it's going to be great. I mean, when we had the kids in for a couple of taster sessions at the masjid, and they just thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if your kids really enjoyed it. I hope they did, because obviously you signed them up, so I'm hoping that they thoroughly enjoyed the taster sessions.
No, I think feedback was pretty positive all round. I know Brother Avais was heavily involved as well. So it really sounds like an exciting initiative. I think certainly a first for Bromley. I know other masjids have sort of developed a Scouts division, but I mean, we're sort of fledgling as a masjid, so yeah, everything's new for us. And as our caller Sabina sort of rang in and said, you know, she thought we'd always done that, but actually that's quite sort of a backhanded compliment, because if it sounds as though we're sort of professional in the early stages, we're doing something right. So
yeah, indeed, I agree with that.
We're trying to make progress on all fronts, and as we've said before, if anyone is interested in signing up to the activities, or indeed getting involved, wanting to get involved as a volunteer for any of the activities, please do get in touch with the masjid. If you email the masjid, we'll be able to connect you to the right people, inshallah. So, Shaykh, it sounds like you're back at your microphone.
Yes, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Before you begin, brother, I need to ask you a question. You know about we need to finish for Friday. Can I talk now just 2 minutes?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Okay, I was planning, today we finish in Juz 27 and half of 28. I mean 27 and a half. If tonight we read one Juz and tomorrow night one Juz, we'll left only half Juz for Friday maybe. What do you think?
No, I think that's great. How about for you, Amr?
I mean,
Can we finish it Jummah time?
That sounds great. I mean, whether you finish Jummah, whether you finish
after the reminder, inshallah. A reminder, I think, with Shaykh Abdullah, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea, inshallah.
Because,
should we take that? Yeah, we can talk about it after tonight's session. See how you're feeling. Maybe that's a good way to.
Yes. How do I feel? We'll see.
Inshallah.
Okay, barakallah fikum.
Okay, Sheikh. So we did have some questions. They were light-hearted questions, so nothing serious. We just wanted to really go behind the scenes a little bit and ask you some questions. Actually, the first one came from one of the listeners. So, Khalid, did you have the question from Sabina?
Yeah, I think Sabina was asking that those people who are learning the Quran through tajweed and are learning with a teacher or potentially online, when they are practicing individually at home without the teacher, what sort of tips do you have to make sure that they get their pronunciation correct, or how do they work on getting the tajweed in the best manner, once they're practicing without the teacher?
Okay. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa malah. I thank you for the nice interview today, inshallah, with these two lovely brothers. And the question of the sister is about what should I do if I have already listened online or
have lessons taught online.
Yes. So the question is, what can I do individually, right?
Yeah, when practicing. So to make sure that she doesn't make the same, or she makes sure she continues with the same quality of tajweed.
First of all, brother, I want to tell the sister from here, Quran reciting, you cannot be in that level to read individually until you have ijazah from a diploma from the Shaykh. So always, now I am with my students, they are brothers, sisters, children, adults. Always after the lesson, I give them a homework, they recite and send through WhatsApp, and I will check. Because you can never say, I can read, mashallah, with all the rules individually. Always, you have to be with the Shaykh until you say, yes, I agree, I can give you ijazah. You can not only read for yourself, even you teach. Because you have ijazah even only for you to recite. But there is another ijazah to teach as well. So my advice for here, you keep contact with your teacher, and then when you recite individually, try to record or tell the teacher, can I recite? Well, that is my homework, because when they say okay, and that's the time that they begin with you to recite for ijazah from the beginning until the end. I think that's my advice.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. That's really comprehensive, and actually it's quite a nice one. With again going back to technology, we have the opportunity to be able to do that. So recording it whilst reciting and then sending it to Sheikh to listen. MashaAllah, that's a great tip.
So on that subject, Sheikh, our first question from our side was, where did you learn to recite so beautifully?
Who said the beautiful?
MashaAllah, we're listening every day. We've been listening. MashaAllah, it softens the heart. It's so melodious to the ears. Beautiful, MashaAllah.
Okay, I will go with you back 40 years ago. Now I'm 52 or almost, let's say.
MashaAllah.
That's so 40 years ago, I was praying, maybe less than that as well. I was a little child. Always before I do salam in the prayer, I was asking Allah to give me a bit of sound of the great reciters like Husari, Al-Manshawi, Abdul Basit, these great reciters. And I was every day, every prayer I was doing that.
MashaAllah.
And subhanallah, Allah is the giver, Allah is Razzaq. Allah gives, whenever you have sincerity in dua, Allah will give you. And then in the university, in the military, the people, they were telling, go ahead, recite. Subhanallah. People, they like that. I remember when I was in Egypt, just visiting a famous person in the radio and TV. They had interview when I visited their house. They said to the presenter, stop, do interview with us. There is a reciter Sheikh coming, do with them.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Subhanallah, me, my sister, we entered and they did the interview with us. And then the next day, they said, please come to the radio and TV and do the same interview. That was nice. That's a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everybody can do that, but need sincere. And also, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you, Brother Amr, something, you have to work with it. It's like a plant. You have to give the water, this recitation, sound. If you have money, you don't work with this money when we finish. The same with the sound, the same with any blessing Allah gives you. You have to work with it and practice it. Yes.
Jazakallah khair. Khalik, I think Brother Bezat put his hand up. Are you able to
Unmute him? Yes, I can.
unmute him? Bezat, if you're there.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. How are you, bro?
Hey, welcome, Assalam.
So Sheikh, Assalamu alaikum. Nasılsın hocam?
Allah razı olsun abi, sağ olun. Hoş geldiniz.
For everyone that was speaking in Turkish to the Sheikh.
MashaAllah.
So you asked who thinks it's beautiful. I think all of us listening agree with Amir and Khalik that the recitation is very beautiful and very nice to listen to. And actually, some feedback from my wife, especially, for example, when we were in the mosque last year, praying the Tarawih prayers, just listening to you in that state, brought tears to her eyes. So, mashallah, you have an amazing voice. And thank you.
Guide us to go back again, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So, yeah, you grew up in Turkey, did you? Which part of Turkey did you grow up in, Sheikh?
No, I originally from Iraq.
Iraq, okay.
Yeah, but as a recitation learning, it was a part of in Iraq and the other one in Turkey and then the other in Holland and then Egypt and then other countries in Saudi, like you, even Qatar, I went to the Shaykh Masrai. So many places I had with the Shaykh Ayman Sweid contact. So you need to have more than one Shaykh to get that, not only one, even like Ulum Shar'iyya. You have to work on it, and the life is very short. You have to work with this blessing, yes.
Oh, mashallah. Jazakallah khair for answering that. So I think both me and Amir have a question that's been looming on our hearts and minds.
No, you got to
since
let
the
me
beginning.
ask this one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let. I was prepping him so that you can ask. So Amir, go ahead.
So Sheikh, we've been dying to ask you this for a long time, but how many mics do you own?
Yeah, actually, this is private and secret question, actually. If I tell you, that people will have to take a queue in front of my house. So
I like the answer.
It is a good helper to have a little studio at home, because you need to improve this recitation with your sound. And like you have fitness things at home, you do sport, the same with the microphones. Now they have different kind of microphones. But unfortunately, because of this lockdown, I couldn't bring more than that. I have something in the storage I didn't bring out. But this is a small, very simple thing I'm using now. And it's a Zoom, and then you have some voice amplifiers. But proper studio, it's my dream, inshallah, one day to do.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
But look, let me formally introduce Amir to you, Sheikh, because between the two of you, I think you could get an amazing studio together. With the,
talk about that offline. So Sheikh, one last question, and then we'll let you have a rest, because I know your voice is a very precious instrument. So one last simple question: what do you normally have for iftar?
Oh, a nice question, actually. Ramadan is different, as you know. But because of the recitation, they put it in 10 o'clock after iftar. I just have a little bit soup, and sometimes a little bit not fully eat actually, because to recite properly you have to think about everything. The sound needs a rest, and also the stomach not full it. Drink hot drink, it's very important for me for the sound. But the food we have, Iraqi food, Turkish food, Bengali food, Pakistani food, everything, welcome anytime.
Exactly. But do you take anything special for the throat, for your voice?
Yeah, it is something called vocation. Vocation, the singers they're using. It is very simple. It's easy to find in the pharmacies. It is vocation. It's make your throat very soft, and you can recite properly. Give the rest to your throat. But unfortunately, when you're reciting, you can't do. I mean, fasting, you cannot do that. So that's why try to take care of your sound. Don't talk a lot. Try to sleep a lot, but we don't sleep as you know. This may Allah accept this day and night. But I think the food is not so important these days. Most important is, but I like cooking actually. I like cooking. I like to do the not spicy food, because it's affect to my sound and voice.
Yeah. So you do you like the taste of spicy food, but you don't eat because of your sound, or you actually prefer?
To be honest with you, because it's strange for me, not in our culture, I have to have very big bag of yogurt beside. So I don't prefer now. It's very healthy, but sometimes it's in the food. Yeah.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Thank you for your extra little bit of time. We can let you go and have a rest now. Inshallah, we'll join up with you at 10 o'clock.
Tonight. Jazakumullah khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa
Alaikum
rahmatullahi wa
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Okay,
it's always a pleasure, mashallah. I think we should start thinking about
wrapping up. Did you have? Were you going to show the video, inshallah?
Yeah. I've got Fez's video. Should I? I'll play that just now before we end, and then I'll close down the session after that. But Jazakallah khair for everyone who's listening. As always, Amr, it's a pleasure to have you on my show. And but yeah, we'll talk again in a little while.
Inshallah. Okay. So as Brother Khalid was saying, we'll leave you with the latest AEC story from Brother Fez, but from Khalid and myself, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fez and I'm a pharmacist living in Orpington with my wife and our cat. We moved to the area from Bexley a little over 3 years ago, leaving the security and comfort of a large family and extended family. Al-Emaan Mosque naturally became the place of worship for Friday prayers. However, what we actually gained from attending this mosque turned out to be far greater. Alhamdulillah, it gave my wife a place to pray in congregation as well as myself. It connected us with Muslims from all backgrounds, opening us up to a variety of cultures. It provided us with a sense of community, which was lacking since moving away from our families. Over the last 3 years, we have formed great bonds and friendships with people we met because we chose to worship here. In addition, it has given us responsibilities through the numerous volunteering opportunities such as the Scouts group and the mosque school visits, which benefits the wider non-Muslim community as well as the community itself. Personally, however, the gain has been life-changing. The access to classes, lectures, halakas, and faith discussions has developed me as a Muslim in knowledge, practice, and in character. As we look towards making our family bigger, we would be hesitant to move away from the area now solely based on the sense of belonging we have developed through Al-Emaan Mosque, and how beneficial this would be to our children. Therefore, if you have the means and are thinking of giving charity or sadaqah, I humbly recommend donating to the mosque that is not just a place of worship, but a place to maintain your deen and to build your iman. Al-Emaan Mosque. May your donations benefit you in this life and in the next. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.